All right, guys, we are back at CES 2021, and one of my favorite things about CES is you get to go explore booths and find new companies that I would think you guys would enjoy, and I definitely think this company is one that you guys need to keep an eye on. So I am actually here with Jesse and Taylor from j5Create. How are you guys doing today?
Doing pretty well. Doing pretty well.
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys made it to the call, because I was looking through what you guys are, your product lineup that you have for this year, and it is definitely up the alley of this channel in terms of streaming technology and cameras and stuff. So, how about you tell everybody a little bit about your company and what you guys do?
Gotcha. So I'm Taylor. I am an account manager, J5Create. This is my coworker Jesse, like a tech support, B2B tech support.
I'm a B2B business technical support advisor, and I pretty much help with any more technical issues or technical questions that any one of our clients or any customers that we have may need answers to. And I'm the one that's there to provide that service and support.
So, and then a little bit about J5. We really focus on making devices that allow you to integrate between platforms and other devices. So if you're working on a Mac and your friend's working on a Windows computer, you guys, we have a wormhole in particular that can transfer files between those two different guys. That's kind of the gist of what we're about. I'd say what I've seen so far internally that sets us apart is our in-house engineering team. They come out with some pretty out of the woodworks designs and whatnot for different products. That's why we seem to have a wide variety of products that meet anywhere from the streaming community to even if you're stock trading, you need extra monitor or two monitors for your screens to see all the stocks. We have that capability here at J5Create. That's really what sets us apart.
Yeah, we really have that sense of innovation and really bringing forth solutions to problems that everyone encounters every day.
Right.
It's
right.
just adding more functionality and innovation to those that need it, especially during these times during COVID. Everyone's working from home. These are the times where we're providing those solutions for those that really need it at those hot times. You get sent home, you don't have that necessary equipment, but we're here to provide those solutions. So I think it's really awesome of J5Create here is that we provide those solutions. We're here for them. We're here for you.
Yeah, and one of my kind of favorite things I was looking through your product catalog, and the one that caught my eye, and I really wish I was at the booth so you could see my eyes sparkle when I actually saw this. And it's your JVA06, your dual HDMI video capture device. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about it? Because I know people at home well, it's just a video capture device, but the more I learned about it, the more I'm like, oh, this thing is pretty rad.
Yeah, it's a pretty nifty device. I actually have one right here.
We have one right here.
In front of you, a little bit of. This is the box that it would come in.
We have the packaging here, but we also have the device itself as well. Hopefully, you can see it. You might not be able to see it. The camera as well. So funny, but here we have it right here, JVA06, and this is a really, just like you said, it's an awesome little capture card. I even love it a lot as well. As you can see it here, it has a whole lot of functionality on it. You got two sources that you can pick from. As you can see here, you can have two main sources, camera, anything that you want, and then bring it forth through here and be able to not only connect those, but also have these buttons here that will also provide extra functionality. So you don't have to go off and do all sorts of this extra configuring and anything like that. It's all really done here for you for your convenience.
The cool thing is that most capture cards out there, you only can have one that you can actually put both of them in and do fancy things like you guys see on the video here, where I have to I'm running two different capture cards and running it through software to configure out, where yours is pretty much plug and play, right? You just got to plug both of them in and just hit a couple buttons.
Exactly. It is plug and play, and everything you do from here, you do it all from here. So instead of you having to do exactly what you explained, you just do it all from here on board.
And some of the other features that I think is cool is so could you tell me a little bit about just even the audio mixing that you have built in on this? Most capture cards are well, it gets your audio from your HDMI, but you actually can control 3 different sources of audio. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It does have 3 individual audio channels and volume indicators. So it just helps you out with recording and really managing that audio. So if you see right here, these 3 indicators right here, it will literally let you try to make it a little bit better. There we go. From there, you'll be able to control your audio right from on the device itself. So again, you don't need to do any additional configuring or any essentially fiddling around to get the way, your configuration the way you want it, when you can just do it on board right here. You got a simple on and off, so you can control each channel from there.
Oh yeah, and that's cool. So, kind of in terms of the video modes too, could you explain kind of the different video modes you actually have with on the device that you can use?
Sure can. So on this side right here, you have actually your inputs. These are your HDMI inputs. On this side, you have your out loop screen. Right here, you can do focus on recording camera A, which this is like input A on this side, and this button right here will just give you that input A. Then you can do A sub B. We have a little bit of like if you wanted to, recording 2 different things at one time and kind of run them together, similar to what you're doing right now. You could have the A camera up front and B camera in the back, and then we have B sub A, which is another camera mode, which is B camera up front, A in the back, and then of course camera B streaming by itself.
Yeah, it's really that convenience. It allows you to make all sorts of different configurations right there and now.
Right, for sure.
Yeah,
any versatile streaming environment is really conducive to that. Anything you could pretty much think of, it could really help you out in terms of streaming.
Yeah, and if I actually saw the product catalog right, it can actually do a green screen chroma for you automatically, right? You don't have to do that in a different software.
Yes, yes. The JVA06 does come with a feature called Chroma Key, where it will allow you to use essentially green screen. And the reason why it's called Chroma Key is that it doesn't have to be a traditional green screen. It could be any color necessarily that you want. Of course, just green is being just kind of the most efficient one when it comes to that. But yes, it does allow you to perform a green screen picture. So again, gives you all that functionality in a small package, essentially.
Yeah, that is super cool. So like, how would you actually do that? Because like I know normally with kind of the systems that I use, or if you do it in Final Cut or Premiere, you shoot a shot with somebody in a green screen and then you have static stuff. But how do you actually do it on the device here?
Sure. So typically, again, it is that traditional way of getting the green screen, getting the screen in the back. In terms of that, we should have had I believe we have a piece of software, because we are still kind of in the works with it. So I still don't know too much about it, but it is going to be a piece of software that we have that will provide you that functionality, that capability. And not only that, it's kind of make it a little bit easier for you to use and utilize. Kind of more of on the go, really.
Good port right here. So this can be mounted to a tripod or on top of a camera.
Exactly,
so if you're on the go streaming, it does have a battery in, USB-C in for power. If you were on the go, a lot of videographers that are shooting music videos or any kind of live production, this is a really nifty product for them. They can definitely attach this to their setup, and it's lightweight. And get what you do, get in, get out. So
yeah, I was actually going to tell you, like, to tell your engineers that was genius to put that screw mount on the bottom of it, because I've definitely been on shoots where I'm like gaff taping the device to a pole or something, so it just stays out of the way. Where I'm like, why hasn't anybody else really done this and made it easy for everybody? And then I noticed, so there's 2 USB ports on there too. For that. So are they both, is one a pass-through power, or I couldn't remember quite the details on that in terms of the USB ports?
Yeah, so you'll see here as well, you'll see host, and then you'll see power in. Power in is what will support the power pass-through for you to charge your devices, the host devices that you're connected to if you need it. And then, of course, the host cable right here, which will provide the actual host interface connection to whatever device you're trying to use this with, so you can use software such as like OBS.
Yeah, and so, that's kind of to the other questions that I was going to ask. So in terms of software support, Does it show up as a UVC device, or do you have to kind of install special drivers for it?
Yep. It is like I believe we already mentioned that it is a plug and play device, so it does support UVC, and
Oh,
that's what protocol it does use.
that's awesome. That just like makes it so much easier in terms of that. So especially if people are wondering, so that supports both Mac and PC, and I believe even Linux if you have it set right with that. So it kind of just shows up, and you can just hook that up either into like a Zoom call or anything too, and it should just show up as a regular webcam. I know you guys said you're still working on it, so it's not quite out yet, is it?
Right now it is available, but in terms of what we're continuing to work on is the chroma key. That is one of those features that we like to work on more deeper to keep improving it and help it to be more efficient for those that want to use it.
Oh, I love that. I love that you're still kind of going to work on it after it's released, because I've gotten a couple devices before where they're like, "Well, it's done," and I'm like,
Right.
but,
Not quite finished, and then you're having to, crowdsource a way around that. So
Exactly.
we don't want those problems here at j5Create.
Exactly.
yeah, that's awesome. All right, so I know you're working on the software too. Are there any plans on being able to like make your own software so you can actually control the switching instead of on the device, but through the computer?
That is a great question, and at this time we don't have anything like that. I believe we might in the future. That's definitely awesome feedback, and I'll definitely
We can bring that up.
Yeah,
Mention
we can
that.
definitely.
That's a great idea.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
We've had similar questions like that with our webcams to be able to adjust settings like saturation and everything like that via software, and that's something that we ended up doing is providing a companion app for one of our or for all of our webcams. So that's something that definitely is awesome feedback that we can definitely use.
Could definitely be coming out in the near future.
Yeah. I totally dig this. And then so like, yeah, that's most of the questions I had about the video card. And I just wanted to ask you guys, is there anything else you guys wanted to show off kind of in your product pipeline that you want people to find out about?
A couple more tricks over here, a couple more toys out
Yeah, we got a few other things here.
Because I know you guys got a whole bunch of toys, but I'm like, I can't, this one caught my eye the most, but there were definitely other ones. So, I was like, here's your chance to show it all off.
Yeah, and there is more that we are going to plan on maybe in the future bringing in, especially with the capture cards, because we know that is something that is very popular.
And also, real quick for the capture card, we do also include 2 USB-C cables and also an additional HDMI cable just to help you guys out even more. Spend extra money on extra cords when we provide those for you.
So. Oh, that's awesome, because I know sometimes where I'm like, oh, I just got this brand new thing and then take it out with my field. I'm like, exactly. Oh crap, I don't have the cables I need for it.
So up next, we do have a webcam.
Yeah, a variety of webcams.
But more importantly, we have a 4K Ultra HD webcam. Right here, it does come with a extra privacy sleeve.
So a little privacy filter.
You really don't want people seeing when it, hooked up, and you can go ahead and throw that on there for you. It also comes with a very nifty remote, and it has a zoom feature in it, 5x zoom feature. So you can be sitting across the room and have this hooked up to your computer streaming, and if you're like playing a game or something like that, you want to zoom in on something extra special, or a lot of videos I watch personally are car videos. A lot of guys underneath cars working, they can have this remote next to them in their hand and get down the details of what they're doing and what they're trying to show. That's a really cool feature on our 4K Ultra HD camera. And again, it does have a mount too, so you can definitely.
It's so awesome. I wish more webcam companies did that, because everybody, they just assume you're going to stick it on top of your monitor. Where I'm like, no, I want to put this on a tripod somewhere.
Exactly, and this is pretty much the newest camera that we have right now. Again, it's 4K Ultra HD, and it does have up to 5x zoom. Again, just like Taylor, just to piggyback off of that, this remote is really what's kind of putting it all together with it, because it even has, not only can you control the zoom feature and actually the digital movement of the camera itself, but it also has a privacy button, so you don't have to walk up to it all the time just to put it in privacy mode and open and close it. You can do it digitally or virtually as well.
Another really cool feature about this camera, my personal favorite, is the low light efficiency. So actually, when you turn off the lights, it's pretty much, you get a very similar resolution as to like when the lights are on with this camera. So it can almost like see in the dark, more or less.
Yeah, it's a low light enhancement. So the majority of our cameras, pretty much all of them, they all do come pretty much have a background as security cameras. So they have that security grade camera. So it has that clear picture. It will work in lower light environments. It comes with dual high fidelity microphones. And so it's really kind of one of those strong cameras, especially again with the COVID thing. That's what really we're aiming with.
For sure.
Is that those that are on the go, those that are working in the office, working at home as an office. That's why we have like the 06 and now the 4K camera. These are all powerful devices that you can work all together to give you an awesome experience.
Streaming experience.
Exactly.
Another cool feature too is that it is compatible with USB-C and USB Type A. So that's a little small nifty innovation there, make it more versatile across all users, no matter what kind of device you're plugging it into. So, and again, these two things can be tethered together. JVA06 and our 4K Ultra HD camera can tether together. Just in a little idea here, produce any kind of streaming capabilities you're looking for. So.
Yeah, that's super way cool on it. And I'm actually surprised that I actually haven't seen more webcam manufacturers make 4K webcams that does what you guys do. Because let's be honest, when you're streaming, you're not really going to be streaming at 4K, but having that 4K resolution and being able to punch in and getting a crystal clear picture is kind of the greatest thing that you can get with that. Because I know if people at home, you may watch some YouTube videos and then you'll see where they do, what we call in the editing world is a cheater crop, when they kind of zoom in on somebody and you notice it's all blurry. With a 4K camera like this, I love how that you can actually do that and control it without having to do it in post, and you will still get a pretty clean picture out of it instead of having like fuzzy edges around. So I really love that. I'm glad you guys are doing that, because I was always wondered why some of these other companies, they advertise the 4K camera, but they don't do any kind of, being able to zoom in for that.
Exactly, additional features. Yeah, and that's something that we like to build upon. Is again that innovation. What else can we bring to something that's already in the market? What more can we add on to it? What are these things that our customers are really looking for in these devices? Like, oh, great, we got the 4Ks, we got the resolution, great, but what else do you have?
Right.
What else are you bringing to the table to bring in that innovation?
Yeah.
Also, feasible is our camera in your hands as a streamer. Like, what can we add to our cameras that make it, game changing and just ultimately better for the user? Again, it's important to note that we do have an app that backs up all of our webcams offered on our website as of right now.
What was the model of the camera again for that?
This is the JVC U435.
Yep.
Okay.
JVC U435.
And then that one's already out in the market too, right?
This is available as well.
All right, cool. That's way cool. So yeah, anything else you guys want to show off?
So this one is actually JVCU 360. This is considered the all-around, the 360 all-around webcam. So instead of just a fixed field of view, this is a 360 webcam. So this is the solution to those that want access to a 360-degree camera without paying a lot of money for it. So it provides a variety of modes. And it also does, again,
a cold shoot.
It has that cold shoot.
Oh,
so you can still a tripod on it, and you can have a 360-degree camera readily available for you.
Correct.
So again, it does have a different, it is up to, it's a 1080p camera, but it does have a microphone on it as well. And again, like I mentioned, it has a variety of modes that you can cycle through that will give you different perspectives, field of views, and not just 360. That is another one of our newer webcams that we have as well.
Oh, that I can totally see that for especially streamers who tend to move around in their, especially I know I follow a lot of maker streamers too, where they're moving around their shop and stuff, where, that's a perfect kind of fit for that, where you can kind of see a little bit more of the shop as they're moving around working. along with it.
Or
So,
if you're trying to see with people as well, open discussion, or if you have any need for a conference room or anything like that, this is going to be your best friend right here.
Exactly.
yeah, that is awesome. So, yeah, Jesse and Taylor, I just want to say thank you so much for finding time and to be able to talk to us and showing these cool tools that you guys are developing. And I know you actually have some other ones that are you developing down the line too that I personally am excited about. And I think once you guys get it out, will change the streaming landscape for some people because it is definitely. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that, and yeah, just thank you so much, guys, for kind of being able to come talk to us.
No problem. No,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
we
thank
really
you.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before I go, do you guys have a website or where you want to send people if they want to find out more about the webcams or the capture cards?
j5Create.com. That is the best resource right there. Again, that is j5Create.com. It's going to have all of our information. If you end up purchasing, your 4K Ultra HD camera right here, and you want to play around with the app that we do provide for that, that's where you're going to go download that. All our tech support and whatnot is going to be offered through that, and the good go-to resource.
All right, perfect. So yeah, like I said, guys, you guys should make sure you check them out because you can see they're super passionate about making their products and stuff, and they're making some really cool things. So I'm super excited. This is ktdata.net from CES 2021.